Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CC Productions. We are officially 4 weeks through the NFL season, which means we are learning which teams are legit, which teams are not, and which teams are absolute dumpster fires. So, CBS Sports decided to drop their Week 4 NFL Power Rankings. I'm going to be reacting to it, seeing what we agree upon, see what we maybe don't, but let's get right into it and start taking a look at number 32 through 26. So starting off, obviously, Bears, Panthers at the bottom, 0-4, pretty simple. The only issue I have with this, Bears might need to be 33 and have like Ohio State at like 32 or something. That'd be my only possible change there, I think, because the Bears just probably the 33rd best team in the country right now. The only other big thing I have here, Vikings are definitely better than the Raiders. I know they're 1-3 and they haven't looked great this far, but they're definitely better than the Raiders. If they played right now, that Vikings team, far better than the Raiders. Other than this, Raiders are fine there. Jets actually have some life within them right now. And then the Cardinals are frisky too. So don't really have anything too much to say about these teams, but they're all bottom feeders. So what are we saying? I think the Vikings might need to be a little higher. That's it. Next up, 21 through 25. Starting off, we got the Giants and Patriots here, who both probably thought they'd be having better seasons than they are, but both of their offenses have been looking terrible lately. And who knows what they're both doing at quarterback now. Everyone thought Mac Jones and Daniel Jones, just realized same last name there. Put two and two together. Everyone thought they were going to be the quarterbacks for those teams. Now we don't know. So definitely teams on the downward trajectory for sure. Bengals, Falcons, Commanders. I mean, I feel like the Bengals should still be ahead of the Falcons. I know they're 1-3, but like, really? I mean, Joe Burrow's probably hurt. That's probably why they're not playing well. The offense looks terrible, but like, worse than the Falcons? Come on, man. I mean, I would take the Bengals over the Falcons right now. Small change, but come on. Give the Bengals some respect. I know they're off to a bad start, but in the AFC Championship last year. And then honestly, Commanders, I'd almost like to see them a little bit higher. I think the Commanders are legit. I mean, 2-2 right now, but their losses were to the Bills and the Eagles. They went into overtime with the Eagles. I mean, that's something. That's doing something. So I think they should be a little bit higher. I don't think that loss should have hurt them as much as it did. They're down like 6 spots from that loss. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, but who knows? All right, moving in 16 through 20. First thing I noticed here, Colts should be higher than the Steelers and the Saints. Undoubtedly. They've at least got an offense that's been figured out. If they can keep Anthony Richardson healthy, Shane Steichen's cooking over there in Indianapolis. They're a frisky team, man. I mean, as of last week, they were leading the AFC South. So they won a game with Gardner Minshew. Shane Steichen cooked something up to let Gardner Minshew have a great game and win a football game. Once they get Anthony Richardson back and he's rushing the ball in for a touchdown every week, dude, I actually like the Colts. Little frisky team over there. I think they should be higher than the Saints and Steelers right now, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Rams and Chargers, both teams who are kind of in a close spot right now and people probably weren't expecting them to be. Rams playing a little bit better than expected. I had a feeling they were going to be better. I thought they had a good roster, and then last year they were just really banged up. Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell playing well. Cooper Kupp's going to come back. Should be great football there from the Rams. Looking forward to see how they play out the rest of the year, see if they get back to like that Super Bowl level they were at 2 years ago. Probably not, but that'd be cool. And then the Chargers are on back-to-back win streak right now, so things are looking up for the Chargers. If Brandon Staley can stop blowing fourth quarter leads, maybe they go back to that point where people think they're, competing for the AFC West and AFC championships. But until Brandon Staley can figure it out late in the games, don't think that'll happen. All right, 15 through 11. And the biggest thing here, if you told me that after week 4, the Texans were going to be the 12th team on the power ranking, I would have laughed in your face. I'd be like, no shot. That roster's terrible. But CJ Stroud's been balling out, dude. He's been playing fantastic. So definitely deserves to be at 12. But, man, that's crazy, dude. Props to the Texans. DeMeco Ryan getting that team going. CJ Stroud's cooking on offense. Got some young pieces there. I actually really like the Texans so far. I'm rooting for them. I hope they do well this year. Titans, Browns, Jaguars. I feel like I'm good with those spots. I mean, they're 500, and I feel like they're teams that like can compete, might need to get it going a little bit. Browns have kind of gotten it going here late with Deshaun Watson. Jaguars need to get their offense going. And then the Titans are they're always going to be the Titans, man. Like they win games you don't expect them to win. They lose big one week, and they come back and win big the next week. And they've always got like a good front seven. So Mike Vrabel always has like a good team out there, but they're just never, I don't know. So 15's a good spot. They're always like right in the middle of the league. So, and then lastly, rounding out the Packers, I don't think they should be this high. They just got whooped up on by the Lions. Why are they this high? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think they should be that high. I would gladly take the Browns, Titans, or even Texans at this point over them. I mean, they squeaked out a win against the Saints where they didn't look that great. They're 2-2, not going to win the NFC North. I don't know. I don't like them this high, but that's where they are. So they definitely deserve to be in that conversation. I don't think they're that high. Moving into the top 10, starting to see some teams. Obviously, we think you're going to be in the playoffs, possibly competing for NFC, AFC championships, Super Bowls, everything like that. So let's get into it. 6 through 10. If you, once again, same thing with the Texans, told me the Buccaneers would be at 10, I'd be starstruck. I'd be like, no shot. Baker Mayfield's been playing well down there. The team's been responding well, and the offense looks much better without Brady, which is kind of crazy to say. So definitely think they've got a legit chance to win the NFC South against the Saints because, I mean, that division's not good. Shout out to the Buccaneers, man. They've been playing well. That defense looks pretty good. They obviously got whooped up on by the Eagles, but everyone's getting whooped up on by the Eagles. So I think they'll definitely be competitive. That NFC South will be one of those conferences where, like, every team, besides like the Panthers, has a chance late into the season to like technically make the playoffs because they'll all just be like, around those 8 to 10 wins or something, close in that area. So then we got Lions, Seahawks, Dolphins, Ravens. Not a fan of the Seahawks above the Lions. Seahawks did beat them, so I guess that's probably just a respect thing there to be like, hey, Seahawks beat the Lions, put them there. I think the Lions are a better football team. I think if they play again, Lions would beat them. But, I mean, now I'm thinking about it. You got to respect them. They won the game. Surprised to see the Dolphins at 7. I know they just got beat up on by the Bills, but that was in Buffalo. Tough game. I thought CBS Sports would still have them in the top 5 for sure. So surprised to see them drop out of the top 5 after, the way their offenses looked this far. And they still didn't look terrible. Their defense just got exposed a little bit. I'm surprised to see them here. And then lastly, the Ravens. I think they could be good. Their run game looks really, really good. Lamar looks good. That defense is stout. And I think, obviously they've got a chance to win that AFC North with the Bengals possibly having a down year this year. So definitely something to keep an eye on. They're the front runners right now for sure. And then lastly, the powerhouses. No problem with any of these teams being in the top 5, but let's break down if they're in the correct order. First things first, I'd probably flip the Cowboys and the Bills. I get the respect that the Bills just whooped up on the Dolphins. So like it's almost like a ranked win in college. Like you play a good team and get a win. I still think the Cowboys are better. That defense for them. I think the Cowboys right now are the better football team than the Bills, but we'll see when it gets later in the season because you don't want to be playing your best football right now. I want to save that for late. Chiefs at number 3. I think this is just a respect thing. Honestly, the Chiefs rebounded against the Bears and looked really good, but like, come on, man. It's the Chicago Bears. It's the worst team in football. And then they play the Jets, and Mahomes doesn't look fantastic. Zach Wilson technically beat him in that game. I mean, it's crazy to say. Like, I don't even want to say it, but he technically outplayed him in that game stats-wise. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how the Chiefs respond for the rest of the year and if they can keep growing and keep getting better. But right now, they don't look fantastic. That defense, though, that's their big thing. They've got a young defense. Looks pretty good. So, if that offense can get it going, which I obviously think it will, like it's Mahomes and Kelsey and that great running back trio they got back there. So, I think they'll obviously get it going eventually. Tough without Eric Bieniemy now that he's not there as the OC. That was probably a big reason why they were doing so well. They still got Andy Reid, though, so I think they'll figure it out. Don't know if they deserve to be at 3 right now, but just out of respect, I can totally understand them being at 3. And then Eagles, 49ers. I mean, this is a jump ball right now. The 2 undefeated teams in the NFL, they both look fantastic. I'd probably give it to the Eagles. I think they've played a little bit tougher of a schedule. 49ers have had some easy games, but who cares, man? They're both 4-0. It's tough to win a game in the NFL against anybody, and they're 4-0 right now, so they're not losing. They look fantastic, both offense and defense. So I'll be excited to see how this plays out. If we can get a healthy matchup between, these 2 teams in the NFC Championship, that would be awesome. I will say right now, just so it's on record, I think the NFC Championship will be the 49ers and the Cowboys. And then Dak Prescott will get hurt like halfway through the game. Trey Lance will come in and beat the 49ers in the NFL. It's all in the script and all that kind of stuff. So that's the way that's going to go. Just so you know, that's my NFC Championship prediction. Trey Lance beats the 49ers, and it's the biggest storyline since sliced bread. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just my prediction, though. So little thing for you. And their AFC, Zach Wilson's going to be good enough to get them into the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers comes back, leads them to the Super Bowl. Jets, Cowboys, Super Bowl, New York versus Dallas, and it's the biggest money pit you could ever see for the NFL. That's just my prediction, but I'll come back to this when I'm right, and I'll clip it. And if you're watching this, I was right. So those are my reactions to the power rankings. Not too much going on, but I'll be excited to see how the rest of this plays out. A lot of teams in like flux areas right now. They're around that 500 range. You know what I mean? Like maybe they correct it towards the end of the season. Maybe there's some teams at, the top that's been playing some easy teams and all of a sudden teams start to figure them out. and we start to get back to know that meeting. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. Let me know if you like seeing these types of videos, reacting to power ranks and everything. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.